I'm an elf. Did that scare kids when that was aimed at them? He's got pantyhose on. Oh, no, he doesn't. He's telling me where to find a... I don't know, I'm trying to turn everything dirty. They're shocked because he has his cock out. Don't tell if you want any presents. 76. Oh, that's not the year. That's just the gas station. Union 76. Oh man, I traveled the country. I can't remember. The Union 76 is still around. I'm trying to think of the ones I always see everywhere across the country. Like back in 2012 at least. What would they have been? I guess in my head it's got the numbers in it, but it's not 76. It's something else. Who the fuck cares, right? The clapper? To turn the lights off? Hey Siri, you fucking cunt. Turn the lights off, you whore. Ho ho ho, Merry Christmas, good night. And she'll do it. Whatever else she does when you talk to her like that, I have no idea. They're not like Scarlett Johansson. There's nowhere to go. They're gonna stay here. That's the AI. The magic of Christmas. Yes. Cool.
A Christmas secret is finally revealed. It's Santa's magic.
If only somebody would bring me the outer spaceman, I would be fulfilled. If only somebody would bring me a weird Martian thing or some shit that I want. If only somebody would bring me Major Matt Mason, then my childhood would be complete. You're not thinking about stuff. You're just, oh, thing. I want thing. You know what I know about Domino's Pizza? Here's what I hear about Domino's Pizza. It tastes like shit. Everybody says it's not good. I've never had it. I had Little Caesars. I worked at Little Caesars. I worked at Little Caesars when Little Caesars was #1 in the country. It was like for a year. And I plowed this really good-looking girl. And she used to come in, and I used to kind of sexually harass her by flirting with her, and it would embarrass her. But like also I would come home, you know, like she didn't stop her from coming in, and I would come home with like spaghetti and pizza and all the stupid shit they had, because nobody, we just all take it home. And since nobody fucking cared, since it was like all flour dough and cheese and all shit, inside a little cooler, a little freezer room, we would take that stuff and make ourselves pizza, whatever we wanted. We'd always go home with shit if you worked there, and the place closed down. And on the weekends, those people would get high, and they invited me to do that with them, but I didn't really want to get high, and like my girlfriend. So whenever I wasn't working, I was just, you know, we were wrapped up in each other sexually. And you could be surprised how long people can just not have anything in common and just have sex all the time, and be monogamous and loving and all that stuff, but have nothing in common, and it's like a dead end and it doesn't go anywhere. But she was so good looking. I don't know what the fuck she was doing with me.
Mr. T will return after these.
Oh, now we're out of Christmas commercials. We're gonna wrap up without the holidays? Yeah, I guess so. That's your present.
It's here.
Oh no, this is your real present. I know you're a fucking nerd, right? And you're a woman. This is the vintage commercial. This is the jack sauce at the end here. Hugga bugga bugga. I'm coming in the last 15 minutes. 80s toy commercials and shit. Whoa, I don't remember that guy. Yeah, C-3POs. See? Now, I know what that tasted like. Lucky Charms without marshmallows, probably. Oh, this is the 80s, right? Because G.I. Joes for me weren't a thing anymore. And they were like Barbie doll-sized things. You know what I mean? They're in that transitional phase when there was no G.I. Joes, really, as far as I'm aware of. I was a man. I was out fucking grizzly bears in the woods as a boy. My dad was teaching me how to do it. So when I grew up, I could handle a pussy. What's with the music, man? It's very catchy. The truth of this, G.I. Joe is totally right from the military. Social engineering, predictive programming propaganda. Yeah, look. I'm Mr. T and my ethnically mixed friends. Look, he's got one of them, and then a bunch of white people. And then there, what's he doing? Would you let this guy, hey, he's this guy, and he hangs around with the kids. All the parents should be like, keep that guy away from our kids. And they're not hanging out as a group with him doing somersault. Get the hiccups. Doing somersaults and shit.
Message for Ronald McDonald.
I do believe this mailbox is addressing me.
What is that about, man? Is that about scaring kids? Nobody likes clowns, right? They're just supposed to be scary. And you know, look at this. Look at that Pennywise. The Pennywise from It that everybody likes, the 2000-ish It. That's fucking Ronald McDonald. They made it look like Ronald McDonald. It's just not yellow. Look at his head. Look at his fucking face. It's creepy Ronald McDonald.
Spider-Man and the Incredibles will return after these messages.
There's a lot of bullshit that happened in animation in the 80s. It was such a fuck around. It was debauchery. There's a really good comics journal with a story by Jim Woodring in it. And he talks about what it's like to work at Ruby Spears in the 80s. And how they got drunk and hammered and the girls like went around from the room fucking everybody. It was just craziness. And that's a bad thing. I don't want the girls fucking anything. I want them to keep it pure. Look at that kid leap into that frisbee and a box of cereal. Yeah, that's a lot of fun. How many kids had to eat their how many poor kids in a project had to eat their sugar water cereal out of that little disc because there was nowhere to throw a frisbee? The kids even care about this shit anymore? Now they just want to have a battery push them around. And there's too much exercise energy to avert. You can't drive this anymore without a helmet. The Sidewinder. They called them Big Wheel. I don't know why it's going out of focus.
We now return to the Amazing Spider-Man and the Incredible Hulk.
There's the Hulk.
The Amazing Spider-Man and the Incredible Hulk will return after these messages.
Looks like they're holding hands.
Rebo's got the beat.
What's with the Star Wars kick, huh?
You can relive it all with Kenner's Star Wars Return of the Jedi Collection. Introducing size students and the Rebo.
That's fun to play with. The Star Wars band. Yeah, look at all the action. What the fuck? Who the hell? They just made anything. Who the hell wanted to play with that?
It's your last solo, Snoodles.
Okay, that makes sense. They got the jail. Yeah, look at that. A lot of fun. The guy looks like a cut cock and a purple heart on. And then there's a chicken leg thing, whatever that is. Fruit roll-ups. I remember the invention of fruit roll-ups. They showed up in the Brax bins at the supermarket or buy that stuff. And they were just called fruit bars, and it was just like this, like a bar of fruit. They weren't even rolled up yet. That was an invention. It was just like this sticky goo thing, and people were like, well, "That's weird." I think they did have plastic between them, but they were like in a bin. Fruit roll-ups, processed goo.
What animal do you think of when I say honey?
Dig 'em. He's hooked on smack. Honey smack. Get the frog off your back.
You know a lot about honey, Diggum. What kind of grades did you
Look
get?
at her. You know she's on it. Look at her. She's so skinny. It's on heroin. Honey. Look, they put honey in it. The illusion of honey.
Delicious Dairy Queen sundae free.
When I was learning this stuff in the olden days about how you make, like say you're gonna do a shoot, we're gonna do a shoot for ice cream, it's gonna fucking melt like right away under the hot lights that have to be lit to make it look like a commercial. Well, it's different now. LEDs aren't hot, but back in the olden days, you would use stuff like mashed potatoes or Crisco, and that would be ice cream. Drops of Elmer's glue, diluted Elmer's glue, would be milk because it would last for hours with frosted flakes or whatever, because it's glue and it could dry, and you could just keep manicuring and fucking with it. There's probably videos on YouTube about the olden days and like old advertising, but that was stuff like we would learn, like all these tricks for taking photographs of shit. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to think of more tricks. Like for food, like food goes bad, things curdle, flowers die. You have to fake it. So ice cream, you can't have it melt. Milk in a commercial is never going to be milk. It's going to be something else. And it's going to be a lot of advertisements of things splashing onto things, and that represents orgasm. Yeah, we used to laugh about it in the olden days. Like, oh my god, look at this. Everything looks like a dick that's shooting onto the girl across the thing. I mean, like Bacardi has a famous history going back as far as I can remember of just like cum shot ads. Keebler. Yeah. Oh, look at these. They're all white. These cis white elves. Hey, happy holidays, by the way. Hey, it's a big joke to me. I'd like to be the guy that says I don't do anything, but I don't sweat about it. You know what I mean?
We make crackers and cookies uncommonly good.
I don't sweat about the presents or the buying. I do what I do. Don't get uptight about it. I don't worry about it. And if you don't like it, I don't give a fuck. Like if I get you something you don't like it, but I'm not giving anybody like oranges and bonkers. Does that exist anymore? He got hit in the bonkers and it's funny because it landed in his crotch.
So super fruity when you eat bonkers fruit candy.
Bonkers. Bonks you out.
Some candy.
What is that? The thing for kids? The selling point supposed to be get you high. I'm gonna eat this candy and I get bonked. What does that even mean? That's what we just saw. Oh, oh, the poor horrible indignities that were suffered these children just to get this commercial. And nobody even remembers who they are. They're probably in a shallow, unmarked septic system somewhere where after they got eaten and chopped, they went through their own Play-Doh fun factory after they were summarily killed and fucked after they got paid and the parents were shot execution style in the head. They got put into their own Play-Doh fun factory, which is a sausage factory for Oscar Mayer meats. In the 1980s, the kids ate that meat, and the kids in the commercial were also in the bologna. My bologna has a first name. It's Oscar. You know why? Because Oscar's dead, and we killed that little motherfucker, and we cut his dick off and made baby dick cream out of it for all your Hollywood starlets. Ewoks look like teddy bears. Was that the point the whole time? George Lucas, you devil. Is that what you were doing? You're trying to make teddy bears? You put teddy bears as stars? G.I. Joe. I kept thinking, man, there's a lot of G.I. Joe commercials, but I'm like, we're not watching a fucking show. It's just the commercials. This is what you want. This is really what gets you sentimental. If you think about it for a moment, when we were watching the Christmas stuff back there, that should do it for you. More so than any Christmas special or nostalgia of an old movie or TV, just go back and watch commercials. Even if they're not from your era when you were growing up, you can still be weirdly nostalgic about it. It's like a weird time warp to another time. The commercials make you feel. The commercials do it for you like other stuff just doesn't. And you know why? Because the commercials are what TV's really about. Holy fuck, that guy used to be in everything. This is, he was always in everything. In his 70s and shit. He had a bigger afro then. He's fatter and younger, obviously. Yeah, he's like in a pizza commercial. He always played like a stereotypical Italian guy. He might have even been Chef Boyardee if they ever did that. I don't think so. But he used to be like some kind of guy. It doesn't matter. You don't care about that guy.
Catch the laughter and fun of television's most hilarious psychologist. Only when you catch 30.
I was trying to catch that, but I missed the whole fucking thing.
Be there.
Yeah, I caught beat. Oh, Stan Lee. Die. Be dead, Stan Lee. Marvel Productions. Oh, this is telling kids, this is how you should feel about yourself, or something. Bad. Not good enough.
And I'll be right back with
Byron Allen. That guy's funny. Byron Allen used to be on TV after nobody wanted to watch TV anymore, and he'd be the only thing that was on. And he would like sneak up on Family's people and interview them with like one question. And then you say, I guess that's the interview. And it didn't matter, because the question was lame. Kool-Aid. Are they allowed to do that anymore? Or is it racist? Is Kool-Aid racist? There seems like something vaguely racist and anti-African American about Kool-Aid. Is that true? Is there old Kool-Aid ad with a kid hanging from a tree? Jim Crow style? This should be good.
That's not great. That's terrible. I mean, what are you
Look at his hair.
with the radio antenna?
They gave him a neck warmer.
That's what. So I fail to see what's being accomplished
in the back.
here. When you destroy someone's property, it's just not funny or cool. How would you feel?
Yeah, now it's Jackass. Now it's a YouTube channel.
Listen, there are
Now it's advertising bucks by destroying somebody else's property because people watch it. I don't think it's funny.
Sure, why not?
You broke the antenna, you fool.
Busted my antenna.
And that's one to grow on.